Hi, I'm Debi Ashton and I'm from Lake Havasu Coin Gold and Silver. Hi, today we're going to talk about coins and trust. How do you know what you have, what it's worth, and who to trust when you're purchasing it or selling it? Is you need to familiarize yourself with spot gold and spot silver prices. That's your base. That is the bottom line base code for everything. An example is today I'm going to use Kitco and APMEX and check what the gold and silver price is. That price changes throughout the day. It's East Coast New York Stock Exchange price, and we're going to look at the market opens in the morning and closes in the afternoon and fluctuates throughout the day. If you don't know what silver and gold are and you've got somebody talking to you about purchasing silver and gold, they haven't started with the base level here. You need to know what spot silver is and what spot gold is and be aware of what kind of premium you're paying for your items. Here's a perfect example. About 6 months ago, a man came into the shop with a collection of 10, and these are very cool. These are turn of the century, 19th century, 20th century, $10 gold pieces. When he purchased them, he was charged almost $1,400 a piece for them. When he came in 6 months ago, I gave him a solid price for them, and he came back yesterday, and I didn't remember him, but the price pretty much hasn't changed. They're a nice coin to have, they're collectible, but they're worth $750 a piece, roughly, not $1,300 or $1,400 a piece. But a smooth talker got a hold of him, and he kept getting phone calls from this guy, calling him his best friend and what a great guy he is, and talking about his family members. These are things you want to be aware of. We want to stick with principles, not the personality. You don't want somebody to get a hold of you and through their niceness convince you that what they're saying is true without backing it up with facts and proof. We test things through a metal tester. We have a micrometer where we test the diameter. Weight is super important on this because all of these Morgan silver dollars weigh 26.4 grams, a little more or less depending on the wear. Where I have GIs coming back from the military, from the Middle East, and they're bringing back pockets of what they think are these, and in fact, they're not. They weigh 19 grams. They're counterfeits. There's a lot of counterfeits out there, so everybody needs to really beware of counterfeits. This case is filled with counterfeit merchandise that came to me because somebody bought it, and I've collected it just to use it as an example and educate people. To me, the education portion of this is the most important. I don't like people to get ripped off. One of your most valuable tools is going to be a magnet, and we have silver bars. And if you don't know what you're doing, you need to come in and talk to somebody that does. Don't be hesitant. Don't be afraid. There's no obligation to purchase. Just come in and get some information and some knowledge. One of the best references for this is called a Red Book. It's reintroduced every year. And the thing with the Red Book is you go to Morgan Dollars, it's going to tell you exactly what the diameter is, what the weight should be. And this doesn't matter whether it's a gold coin, a token. All of these things have weights and exact measurements. You're going to make sure that it's not magnetic. There's tests to do to make on the metal tester to make sure that it's 90% silver, which is what it should be. An average Morgan dollar originally started out at 0.77 of an ounce. That's slightly over 3/4 of an ounce of actual silver. Yet it weighs 26 grams, it's 90% pure, and it has other additives in it. The Red Book will give you that entire composition, and that's where you're going to get all of your information. For testing silver, we're going to use 18 karat acid, and we're going to, without scratching into it, we're going to lay the acid directly on top of it. And what you're going to see is the item that is not silver disappears completely immediately, and the thing that is silver, the scratch will disappear but come back in a real pretty blue. The second test for that would be a magnet, of course. One is magnetic and one is not magnetic. When you have, like this bracelet, we're going to scratch it to get through any possible plating that would be on it, and then we're going to use 14 karat acid to actually test that. And what we don't want to see is green. If something were truly gold and I scratch it onto the stone, it would stay on the stone. Instead, we have a green bubbling and toxic gas coming off of that. Same thing with the horse ring. You scratch it onto the stone, it doesn't stay on the stone, yet we're getting the toxic gas and the green bubbly. Here's an earring that we know is gold. You put that on there and you see that it stays on there. That tells us that it's 14 karat. If I want to make sure this is 14 karat, I'm then going to use a higher carat to make sure that it disappears after that point. And it does. Again, stainless steel will stay on the stone regardless of what strength of nitric acid you use on it. So you do have to test it all the way through to make sure you're getting what you think you're getting.